And at this hour, more people are being told to get out of the potential path of the Aspen Acres fire in southern Colorado. An area of Huerfano County, which is south of the latest mapping, was just put under a mandatory evacuation order. Thanks for being with us tonight at 10. I'm Phil Lipoff. The Aspen Acres fire is now the 8th largest wildfire in this state's history, and firefighters are struggling to get any containment on it. It has now burned more than 81,000 acres, or about 127 square miles. That's more than 3 times the size of Grand Junction. The fire has burned at least 180 buildings, many of them homes, and about 11,000 people are under evacuation orders. Firefighters from across the country are on the front lines here, working tirelessly to protect property and protect people. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj joins us with more on the firefight now, with perspective, Shalima, of a property owner who had to watch his home burn.
That's right, Phil. If you are on social media a lot, you've probably seen video recorded on a Ring security camera that shows the Aspen Acres fire encroaching on a property. Now, the flames eventually consumed that property that belonged to Joseph Arminio, and it was his slice of solitude before, and now, like so many others, he is going to have to rebuild.
You know, I was hoping to get up there before the fire came.
But it was too fast for Joseph Arminio. All he could do was watch.
Once, fire's in the trees and the wind's high, the best people can do is get it out of the way.
His Ring security camera captured the moments leading up to the destruction of his property.
There's a lot of people that are suffering with, fear, uncertainty.
For Joseph, there was a measure of mercy, watching it happen in real time.
They're getting evacuated and they don't know. And so I just try to tell myself I'm blessed because I know.
As of Friday evening, the Aspen Acres fire had already forced roughly 11,000 people to evacuate.
What do crews need the most to help fight this fire?
A break. I mean, we're under another day of red flag warnings. And what that means is high winds, low humidity, high temperatures.
Al Nash is a public information officer with the Alaska Complex Incident Management Team.
Frankly, we are more likely to see very significant fire behavior later in the season, like 6, maybe even 8 weeks from now.
This is much earlier than expected.
I won't say it's unprecedented, but it's unusual.
It's an urgent situation.
I'd love to tell you that a half dozen days into the fire that we'd be getting our arms around it, but I can't tell you that this evening because we're not there yet.
They need cooler temperatures to prevail.
If we can get a little moisture that doesn't come with thunderstorms and lightning that starts new fires, that would give us just that little bit of an opportunity to begin establishing some control lines.
Now, Al Nash also wanted to underscore what crews don't need, and that is personal drones. He says that while they may be fun, keep them boxed up, because if you're flying one where a wildfire is being fought, crucial pieces of equipment like scooper planes, air tankers, and helicopters wind up having to be grounded temporarily, and that's time they just can't get back. Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
Shalima, thank you. Want to head over to Corey now. And Corey, firefighters are finally going to get not the break that they need, but a little help from the weather.
A little bit of help from the weather coming at least temporarily this weekend. And let's face it, it's been a rough week across Colorado when it comes to fire weather. Last Friday, when we had the first of 8 consecutive red flag fire weather warnings, we had no large wildfires burning in the state of Colorado. 8 days later, we have more than 100,000 acres that have burned. And at least for now, it looks like Saturday we're going to possibly end this streak as we don't have any fire weather warnings anticipated for tomorrow. I'll be talking about that coming up in the forecast. We're also looking at some thunderstorms that are developing still as we go across the evening. We have a flash flood warning in progress here in parts of Logan and also Washington County. These storms could continue through the night and they could stay relatively strong in the same area. So your Independence Day forecast here for tomorrow, close to 90 degrees. You don't see any raindrops on this forecast, but there is a slight chance that we could see a thunderstorm. We've got a 30% chance on the Front Range. Heat coming our way next week. I'll talk about all that coming up in the full forecast.
Corey, thank you. CPW is investigating the second drowning in the Denver metro area in as many days. A young man died after being pulled from Cherry Creek Reservoir. That happened today. South Metro Fire says 911 calls started coming in just before 4 p.m. They say a man was on a paddleboard with a child when they both fell into the water. The child was able to make it back to shore safely, but it took 45 minutes for the man to be found. First responders performed CPR, rushed him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. CPW says neither the man nor the child were wearing life jackets. They are urging you to wear one if you're headed out into the water. They say there are free jackets you can borrow at the park.
We want you to return home with your family. We want you to come out, recreate safely, enjoy the water, enjoy the sun, but we want you to also be able to go home. And doing that, you need to wear a life jacket. These will save your life.
And that came less than 24 hours after a man drowned at Chatfield State Park. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says William Macaluso jumped into Chatfield Reservoir last night after an inflatable tube carrying 3 children overturned. Family members and others nearby on boats pulled the kids to safety. The 48-year-old disappeared under the water. Sheriff's Office says people told first responders that the man was an experienced swimmer and he was not wearing a life jacket when he jumped in. 2 deadly shootings 6 days apart and one common denominator. In each case, the person who died had confronted someone who was trying to break in or steal their car. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates looks at a recurring problem that led Denver police to issue a public warning.
The car's stolen. I have it on GPS. Yeah. I've been talking to you guys for 30 minutes.
It's February 2023, and this man is frustrated that he's tracked the location of his stolen car, but police haven't taken action.
But if you guys can't stop him, I'm going to take a lift and go home and get my vehicle, and I'm going to stop him.
That's exactly what Denver police urge people not to do, a caution they issued again just this week. The early morning of June 24th in Montbello, 19-year-old Jacob Lopez confronted someone trying to get into a vehicle. Lopez suffered multiple gunshot wounds and died a couple hours later at a hospital. Then, the night of June 30th, a similar confrontation in northwest Denver ended in the death of 33-year-old Christopher Neighbors. Now, Denver police are reminding people that confronting a would-be thief is dangerous.
A lot of these times when these people are committing these crimes, trying to steal your car, trying to steal something from your car, you don't know what they're armed with. You don't know what their intentions are.
That's why Sergeant Jay Casillas has simple advice.
Call 911. Let us handle it, right?
And it's not just the danger of getting hurt. There could be other ramifications. In that 2023 case, that man tracked down his car and a shootout ensued. A 12-year-old in that car died. The owner was not charged in that case. But that same year, a man named Orest Schur wasn't so lucky. He chased down and shot 2 teenagers he caught trying to break into his car. One was wounded, the other died. Schur's now serving a 54-year prison sentence after a jury convicted him of murder and attempted murder. As of now, he's eligible for parole in 2060. Investigators are working to identify suspects in these 2 cases. Police ask that if you saw anything or know anything, that you call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. The number is 720-913-7867. That's 720-913-STOP. Reporting in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Kevin, thank you. On Sunday, from sunrise to sunset, flags will fly at half-staff to honor 3 wildland firefighters who died doing their job trying to keep all of us safe. Emily Barker, Nick Hutchison, and Sydney Watson were all killed last weekend responding to what became the Snyder Fire near the border of Utah. A public memorial will be held in Grand Junction on Sunday. You can stream that live on 9 News at 11 a.m. Women make up just a fraction of the country's firefighters. We just lost 2 of them in a fire burning on the western slope. Based on estimates from the National Fire Protection Association, fewer than 1 in 10 firefighters are women. After losing 2 in one incident in Mesa County, firefighters across the state are grieving the losses while recognizing the significance of having Emily Barker and Sydney Watson.
No, we didn't know them personally, but it's a terrible loss to their families. It's a terrible loss to the fire service, and we're just going to try to band together and do them proud to the best of our ability. We need women. I think that women bring a unique outlook and a unique approach that others don't have. And the male counterparts, they recognize that, and we serve value just like everyone else.
Kira Jones is one of the few female fire chiefs in Colorado, serving with the Chaffee County Fire Protection District. Including Chief Jones, she says there are 4 women on the team.